a 10-mile ride. When I got back, it had a nice Amazon box on the porch here. I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to add a rack to the back, change the seat post. I've been riding longer and longer and longer distance, and the distance I've been going has been a lot longer than I anticipated actually riding it. And it occurred to me the other day that when I looked at this tire, for only having 155 miles on it, it's pretty wore out, so I'm going to have to get new tires soon. But it made me start thinking, well, what happens if I get a flat tire? I'm not going to be able to call it Uber. I'm 6 miles from wherever my truck is, 5-6 miles, something like that, and that's a long walk. The easiest thing to do would be to change the tire, change the inner tube, and pump it back up and keep it moving. That being said, there's not really a lot of places on this bike to store an inner tube and a wrench and some kind of air pump. That's the ice maker. So I could either wear a backpack everywhere I go, or I could put a rack on here with a little like saddlebag that'll be able to carry a couple tools, maybe a water bottle. So I felt like the best thing to do was to get a rack. That way I can carry a tube, an air pump, a wrench, everything I need to change a tire. And the little bag I got for it, I feel like it's going to be big enough to hold a water bottle and maybe some other miscellaneous stuff. Start with removing the seat, because I got a new seat post a while back and I just hadn't changed it yet. But since I'm working on it anyway, I figure I might as well go ahead and pick now that. Might as well change the seat post too. Just loosen these two sides, these two nuts that the seat slides on, and it comes off the top of there. Just force it a little bit. I have this tail light. I have a new tail light coming. It's supposed to be here tonight, but to go on the rack, because I think the rack's going to block this one the way it goes around the seat post. Still good to have an extra because they are battery powered. So get an idea where my seat is by gripping it here. So one full grip just below the part there. So swing that back. Slide the seat post out. Now the new seat post, one of the reasons I got it is it is significantly longer than the factory seat post by about 4 or 5 inches. Will give me a little more adjustability, and it also puts a little bit more of the pipe down inside, so it's a little more sturdy when the seat's all the way up. And it's aluminum, so it's lighter. It lightens the bike up. Even though this one's 4 inches longer than this one's significantly heavier. Now in there. So that will give me about 1 inch higher ride height. Clamp that down. Yep, it works. That's silly, but there is some writing here, like a logo for the manufacturer, so I'm going to spin that to the side just because I'm OCD crap. None of these parts are real expensive. Everything is off of Amazon. This company, Platt, P-L-A-T-T, makes a lot of the stuff that I've used. A lot of the other stuff, like the seats. There's a company called Rock Bros. So They seem to make some decent stuff. I'm not a pro mountain biker. I'm not a real serious mountain biker. I'm just a fat guy on a Walmart bike trying to get a little more exercise and lose a little bit of weight. Actually, I'm trying to lose a lot of weight, but I don't want to split hairs. I'm sure the guys out there, there's somebody everywhere, no matter what, they'll tell you, oh, that's junk. Open this up. I got this off Amazon. It was maybe 25, 30 bucks. Feels pretty sturdy. It did say that it comes with all the tools that you need to install it. I will try to install it with their tools. If that proves difficult or I'm not satisfied with how tight it fits, then I'll probably back it up with real tools. But for now, we'll try to install it with their tools. We got a couple little foam pieces, I'm assuming, to wrap around this so that when it clamps down, it doesn't slide and vibrate. We've got a couple little rubber pads, a couple 1, 2, 4 little rubber pads. Those actually have like a curve to them there. What I do not see is instructions. So, a little rubber bungee cord cinch strap. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. That checks out. That is probably got these little studs here. So I'm gonna guess with that little cinch strap is to hook around there and pull things down or something. I don't know. Trash in the box. Alright, so we have an Allen wrench. These brackets are Allens. It looks like this bracket is threaded, but they also give you 4 little nuts to back those up with. Yeah. So once you cinch it down, you can back it up with those little nuts. It's like a little lock washer. That's kind of good because literally everything is going to be dependent on the seat post. Because this bike's a full suspension bike, I couldn't really get one that had brackets that went down to this part of the swing arm, because when the bike compresses, it would have to move. And that's anything mounted like that was going to be just too rigid. It also has 2 Allens here that come loose from the factory. And this is supposed to slide. Yeah, there we go. So this slides so you can adjust how far out it stays. We also have a little red reflector that screws in the end of this here. Go ahead and screw that in, even though I'm going to put a light on there. And a tiny little wrench. I'm not real sure what that side is for. This side looks like it fits the lock nut. So, the lock nuts all started so I don't lose them. for now. I'm going to go ahead and back these bolts out. Try to back them out long enough. See, if this was a car, that would have rolled right to the middle. Loosen all four of these up. Loosen all four of these up far enough that the bracket opens up. Or slide down on the seat post with enough room. Hopefully, try not to scratch it. Not that it really matters. But, I mean, it matters, but it doesn't matter. It's not a. It's a go bike, not a show bike. Alright. 4 of those loose. All 4 of those loose will slide on. We'll test fit it. Yeah. Test fit it. So really, it looks like I can go ahead and mount it really right over top of that bracket. Probably give it about 3/8 of an inch of space. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Alright, so now we kind of got an idea where we're going to put it, how it's going to look. I'm going to go ahead and slide it back off. Maybe wrap this double-sided sticky stuff around there. Again, no instructions at all with this. I maybe could have looked it up on Amazon and downloaded something, but what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this double-sided sticky about 3/8 of an inch over top of that bracket, the same place we're going to put the other bracket. Go ahead and cover up all that fancy white writing that we were so careful to put that way. I might even go ahead and stick one of these little rubber things on there, just for. We'll probably put one on each side. Yeah. Alright, so all that sticky stuff is, it looks like it's just double-sided tape. We'll put the little rubber pieces on there. Really good tap. Alright, anymore. Slide this back on. And may have to loosen up if it's. Be real careful while we're wiggling it around here, not to knock the double-sided tape and the rubber out. Then I'm going to step back here and look, make sure it's lined up with the tire, because it would really be aggravating to go through all this and then it's crooked. And that would drive me nuts. So right here, look straight down. See, that's pretty good right there. So now try to bring them down even. Younger me is probably laughing his butt off right now, because if you'd have told me when I was 25 that I would have had a video or a show or something like that about customizing something, I would have absolutely believed you. Until you told me it was going to be about bicycles. But the way I travel with work, and my company policy is about not pulling a car trailer behind me. It's kind of difficult behind my work truck. It's kind of difficult to take on any other. I mean, I have other hobbies, but it's difficult to bring those hobbies with me. And this genuinely just started because I wanted to lose a little bit of weight. So I got up at 3:45 this morning, drove stuff back to the airport. It's definitely snugger where the rubber is. Worked all day, came home, hopped on the bike, got about 10 miles in, 10.3. Came home, figured I'd knock this out. So now we're gonna run these nuts tight, snug them down. Take the little Chinese wrench they gave me and torque those down to German specs, good and tight. Probably wouldn't put a whole lot of pressure on this, just because I don't have a whole lot of faith in this wrench. I feel like it would probably strip one of these little nuts off pretty easy, and really know the quality of the grade of the bolt. But considering the metal bracket's threaded, and all this is really doing is just backing that up a little bit, I think you'd probably be okay with just doing it with this little wrench. I think you'd be okay with just using the wrench that came with it. Saving that Allen key because this still needs to be adjusted. But I got a little trunk bag thing, and I want to put my seat back on and mount the trunk bag before you see where it lines up before I torque that down. So, all right, so these two bolts are loose, nuts are loose. I'm gonna slide the seat back on the post. Now, the seat comes out right there. I'm gonna snug this up a little bit just so it doesn't flop around on me. Give it about a quarter turn on each one of those nuts. Line the seat up. Everything definitely still seems square. Seat's probably still a little high for me, but I saved myself 3/8 of an inch. Yep. And it's hitting me right there at the top of my hip bone, so that's about right. That's about where I had it before. I did see somebody say that you're supposed to be able to sit on the seat and put the heel of your foot on the back of the pedal or on the center of the pedal and spin this around so that when your pedal's all the way down, your leg should be all the way locked straight with your heel on the pedal, not the ball of your foot. When you move it back to the ball of your foot, it gives you a little bit more play, but with the heel of your foot on the center of the pedal, seated on the seat, I'm pretty close. I set it the way it's comfortable for me. As I get more experience, I may probably, I'm definitely learning things as I go. So, I may learn more. One thing I noticed with these, even though they feel tight, they're not tight. You can still wiggle stuff around and you'll hit a bump and the seat will move on you. So these are really important in my experience to get pretty tight. We have installed a rack. What else do we have in here? Remember, I still need to torque these down, but I want to put this bag on here. I think this bag was like $30. It's a 7-liter is the size. Non-insulated. You can get them insulated on Amazon, but I didn't see a need. JXFUKAL. JX I don't know. I feel like I probably shouldn't say that out loud. So there is a front and a back to this. The back of it has a little reflective strip, but it also has these little loops right here, or it has a loop right here as a way to an additional way to attach a light. If you wanted to put a light there, looks like it goes on with Velcro, so that's pretty easy. So the bag is not as long as the rack, which is good because the rack even slid all the way back. The rack's still up under the seat a little bit, which is fine because you put the bag on there, even though the rack's all the way back, the bag being a little bit shorter, it's still flush with the end of the rack. I don't feel like we're going to be hitting any supersonic speeds, so what I do like is it looks like this one will fit behind this set screw here, and that set screw will at least keep it from sliding back any. Yeah, there you go. Now it can't slide off because of the set screw. Back a little bit, but I'm actually okay with that. Like I said, as long the set screw is keeping it there from sliding all the way off. We'll torque these set screws down now. They don't feel like they have a lot of resistance on them. I feel like right there it makes contact, and it honestly feels like I could just keep on going. I'm assuming they're not piercing bolts, so I'm guessing it's just denting the rail there. This thing says it'll hold 32 kilograms. Kilograms, 2.2 pounds. So 65 pounds. Easy. More than that, obviously. But another thing in my little Amazon box here. I got this rechargeable air pump. The reviews seemed pretty good. I'm going to take it inside and charge it up. But it's got a little digital screen there. It's on. You can set the pressure. I run about 55 pounds in these tires. So you run it up to 55. And then you hit this button. Oh, no, that's a light. Oh, it's got a flashlight. So it's not that button. Oh, it's got a blinking red light. Maybe this button. Nope, that sets it back to 35. So that must be a memory. 45, and it's got a little bicycle right there. So right there, it goes to 45. Has a bicycle. It says it's fully charged, so you can hit this here, raise it up a half a pound at a time. $55. Now let's hit this button. Okay, so the center button is what turns it on. I can feel air moving through here. Press the button down, hold it, and it's off. What else is in here? Oh, this may have come with instructions. It did. Tire inflator, user's manual. So this will tell you all the things that we just figured out. This has a 4,000 milliamp hour battery in it. So it comes with a little carrying case here. It comes with a little USB-C charging thing. Yeah, so this screws right into there. And then this pops onto there. Alright, so completely self-contained. Has a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. I feel like I could probably, if it'll pump up a whole car tire, it'll probably pump up 10 bike tires. I'll only need it to pump up one. I just need it for an emergency in case I get stuck on the side of the road and need to get home. So it was this thing was $20 on Amazon. Now let's put it in the bag. Yeah, that's decent enough. And this folds up. It does feel like it's kind of cheap plastic to where if you dropped it, it would probably crack. So I'm gonna try not to drop it. So, this is a pedal wrench, but it's got. Oh no, I'm sorry. This was a seat wrench that came with one of the seats, either for this bike or that bike. I don't remember, but one of them's a 15, and that's a 15, and that's a 15. So, in a pinch, in a bind, I'll put that right there in a little compressor bag too. In a bind, that little stupid Chinese 15 millimeter wrench is either going to save the day or it's going to infuriate me and I'll throw it in the woods. Zippers feel good. Oh, it's got a little rain poncho with it. That's kind of cool. They said it was kind of water resistant. We'll tuck that in there in the corner there. I don't know what to do with a little rain poncho. Probably should keep it with it though. And then I got this from Walmart because literally the second time my wife rode her bike, she got a flat tire. So I went and got 2 tubes for hers, replaced the one that was flat, kept a spare, and I grabbed a spare for my bike. These are from Walmart, they're like $7. They come super deflated. And they also come with these 2 little plastic things in there that they're soft plastic for helping you get the tire off the rim. So being that that's plastic wrap to save space, realistically I don't even need to keep it in the box, but I'm going to. I'll pack that in there as well. So, as of right now, I have a 26-inch spare inner tube, a small compressor charged up, the 15 millimeter wrench that I need to get the wheels off, a tiny little rain poncho for the bag there, which looks like there's another pocket right here. Yeah, there is. I'll probably fold that kind of neat, put it in that little pocket so I can forget it's there. Yeah, there we go. That zips back up. Still plenty of room for other things. I don't know what else I would put in there besides maybe a water bottle. I could put the charging pack from, I have a 5,000 milliamp hour battery pack that I could put in there that would actually recharge the compressor if I needed to. It would recharge my lights, it would recharge my phone. I have another little red tail light coming that mounts to the rack because, like I suspected, this one obviously won't be visible being that it goes to the seat post. These were a really good deal. I got this one and the clear one for the front. They were $15 on Amazon, and I went ahead and bought two of them so I could carry a spare. But there's really no way to mount this. I guess I could mount it to that little loop in the back there, but I feel like it would just flop around. Anyway, I got Rock Bros taillight that mounts to the rack. So yeah, now we have a fancy little rack to carry emergency side of the road stuff, so my fat butt doesn't have to walk 78 miles pushing a bicycle with a flat tire later.